Get ready for an exhilarating ride through the glitz, guts, and glory of poker on the silver screen. From James Bond's nerve-wracking all-in gambles in Casino Royale to Mel Gibson's crafty poker wisdom in Maverick, and the gritty brilliance that is Rounders. These legendary scenes have captivated audiences and poker enthusiasts alike for decades. With unforgettable moments of cinematic magic, these films have redefined what it truly means to be all in. Royale with cheese. We start with a hand that is so legendary that even James Bond himself couldn't believe it. There were many factors that made the poker scene in the 2006 blockbuster Casino Royale that made it unlike any Bond film before it. Unlike previous Bond films where casino games were side attractions, the high-stakes, no-limit hold'em tournament in Casino Royale is pivotal to the storyline, with Bond aiming to bankrupt the villain. Additionally, the cast and crew actually dedicated significant time to perfecting the poker scenes, viewing them as important and significant as card-chasing scenes. Every camera angle and every zoom lets the audience know that the entire world is at stake. During downtime between takes, they often played poker together to build rapport, refine their understanding of the game, and, of course, win a little cash.
300 grand. To you.
James Bond's scar-faced adversary has already set a sinister trap. He led Bond and his allies to believe that he had a tell, rubbing his scarred eye when bluffing. But Bond villains aren't just gamblers, they're masters of deception, capable of psychological warfare that rivals the skills of seasoned professionals.
Raise. Fold. 2.
I'm all in.
The board is nothing short of cinematic perfection. Ace, king, king, jack, jack. With no royal flush possible, Bond holds a full house, and it seems certain the villain is bluffing, right?
Kings and aces. What checks? Usually shiplet win.
The James Bond villain was not bluffing. He had quads to beat James Bond's full house. A cooler for sure, but nothing we haven't seen before in previous real poker epic moments. In Bond's world, losing this hand means the balance of global power has shifted dangerously. But don't worry, Bond will be back later to turn the tables. Are you enjoying the video so far? Don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell to ensure you never miss another legendary poker moment. I promise I'll lose for at least an hour. Let's take a trip back to the Wild West. Our tour guide, none other than the great Mel Gibson, of course, portraying one of the most iconic versions of an all-around gambler on a mission as Brett Maverick. The movie takes us back to simpler times of steamboat gambling, long before Texas Hold'em was the game of choice. The steamboat used in the film, named the Lauren Bell, was actually the Portland, the last remaining stern-wheel tugboat in the United States. Now, what's so iconic about this clip is the timeless poker wisdom it imparts. True poker players are always watching and analyzing their opponents, even when they're losing.
What can I get you?
Is this seat taken? Well, now, I bring all sorts of pluses to the table. I promise that I will lose for at least an hour.
The Wild West wasn't just about cards, it was about survival. Players caught cheating often faced dire consequences. And even so, cheating has always crept into the game in various degrees. Brett Maverick cleverly quips that he'll join the game on the sole condition that he will lose for the first hour. What seems like a joke holds a deeper purpose.
We're playing 5-card draw.
Now, true to his word, Maverick spends the next hour creatively losing. But don't let his theatrics fool you. He's laying the groundwork for a wise poker lesson for decades to come. He watches every move, reads every expression, and catalogs every tell. Then, when his hour of losing is up, he shifts gears and does what he does best.
I see you. I'll call. Sorry.
Later, Maverick explains that his hour of losing wasn't wasted. It was a calculated observation period. He learned his opponent's tells and strategies, both when they were winning and losing, turning their every weakness into his advantage. This is a golden rule for amateur players, and if you don't pay attention, someone else will, and they'll use it against you. Case in point, Maverick later uses a tell he spotted to outplay none other than his own love interest, Mrs. Annabelle Bransford.
Well, can I just bet everything I have left?
Too rich for my blood. I'm out.
I'll call.
I'm out of the game. You put me out of the game.
One of the best reminders in poker movie history to never trust a gambler, at least not at the card table. In a brilliant callback, Maverick reveals he noticed one of Mrs. Bransford's tells, and not all of them were learned at the card table.
You held your breath.
No, I wasn't.
So usually, when you get excited, you tend to breathe heavily.
Maverick's mastery of observation proves pivotal. With a cold-blooded call, he sends Mrs. Bransford packing, driving home his legendary lesson: always study your opponents. Every gesture, every expression can be a clue. It's not just about playing the cards, it's about playing the player. And that's what makes Brett Maverick an unforgettable gambler. Don't worry, Brett Maverick, we'll be back again, so stick around. I caught a hanger, Sarge. As another reminder that cheating has always been prevalent in poker, we turn to the 1989 movie Rounders. Here we find Mike McDermott, played by Matt Damon, right on schedule to make his epic run to pay back the bookies for debts of his friend, aptly named Worm. Worm is a known poker mechanic, or cheater, adept at influencing the cards dealt. Mike, however, insists on playing the game straight up, relying on his skill and mental toughness to prove to himself and others that while luck plays a role in poker, true winners overcome it with skill. Unfortunately, Worm always has his own ideas, constantly seeking shortcuts to poker riches.
Ace high bets.
Bet is 20.
I'm gonna fold. 4th Street. Ace check.
And you can see it written all over Mike's face. This wasn't part of the plan. Things had been going well, and Worm's meddling is the last thing Mike needs, especially in a game filled with off-duty cops. Cheating is a bad idea under any circumstances, but in this setting, it's downright stupid.
Mike, how are you?
With his hands tied, Mike reluctantly falls in step with Worm's scheme. As the game progresses, it doesn't take long for Mike to realize just how surreal the hands Worm is dealing are, and Mike's frustration grows as Worm's interference escalates.
4th Street. I'm in.
For Mike, Worm's presence is a nightmare. Worm's frustration, in turn, is evident when Mike refuses to capitalize on every seemingly perfect hand that Worm deals. It's Mike's integrity versus Worm's opportunism.
Check.
Check on an ace. All right, free card. Here we go. Oh, easy. What are you doing?
Give me the deck.
Gotta be
This son
kidding.
of a bitch is base stealing.
Worm, ever the rogue, can't resist a parting jab. Aren't you supposed to read us our rights first? The fallout is a stark reminder that cheaters never prosper. Both Mike and Worm walk away with scars, but the moment offers a teachable opportunity about poker. It's a long history of cheating and card mechanics. So what exactly is a hanger, and how does it work? Base stealing, or dealing off the bottom of the deck, is a classic cheating method. Let's break down how it's done and how realistic it can look.
Today I'm going to demonstrate the card cheating technique called the bottom deal. Those 4 aces begin on the bottom of the deck, and I'm going to try to deal them straight off the bottom. So I'm going to deal out a game of cards, and each time I get to my own hand, I'm not taking the top card. Instead, I'm dealing off the bottom of the deck, and that's all 4 aces. But some people wonder how fast it's possible to deal the bottom card. Well, let's find out. 4 aces start on the bottom, and I'm going to try to deal them off the bottom as fast as I possibly can. That's 1, 2, 3, and 4. All 4 aces dealt straight from the bottom.
Modern poker games, including those in casinos and most home games, are safeguarded against this form of cheating. A cut card, a solid color plastic card placed at the bottom of the deck, prevents base stealing. So rest assured, this trick is all but extinct in today's poker world. But in Rounders, it's a striking reminder of how far some players will go to tilt the odds in their favor. Casino comeback. James Bond returns in one of the most iconic poker scenes in movie history, the climactic poker tournament in Casino Royale. After taking a brutal loss earlier, Bond buys back in, determined to save the world with cards in hand and a cool, unshaken demeanor. He surprisingly arrives at the poker game despite being poisoned by the villain, cheating at its most diabolical. Bond walks back to the table with unrelenting resolve. Now that's commitment to the mission and your country.
The big blind is now $1 million.
4 players.
All in.
The The stakes are impossibly high, both financially and morally. With lives hanging in the balance, Bond knows it's now or never. Every bet, every card dealt carries the weight of the free world.
6 million.
6 million. All in. 5 million. All in.
Raise.
Raise. 12 million.
40,500,000 all in.
And when James Bond goes all in, you are sure to hear some gasps. Will he triumph and save countless lives? Or will his multi-million-dollar loss inadvertently fund a terrorist plot?
Raise all in.
Well, I think I will call you on that one.
Call.
The psychological battle is as intense as the game itself. Who has the better poker face? Bond or his one-eyed villainous opponents? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below.
Gentlemen, showdown please. Flush. Ace, king, queen. Full house. Eight's full of aces. A higher full house. Ace is full of sixes. 5 and 7 of spades. The straight flush.
Justice prevails. Bond reveals the absolute nuts, solidifying his legendary status once again. The villain, undone by his hubris, learns a timeless lesson. When you take a shot at the king, you better not miss. Bond's victory isn't just a win for him, it's a triumph for the world. Willing the ace. What if a poker player could be so attuned to the game of poker, so connected to the deck, that they could influence the cards themselves? Welcome back to the wildest card game in the West and the thrilling conclusion of Maverick. Here, poker reality blurs with pure magic as Brett Maverick pulls off the unthinkable, using his pure love for the game to bend the cards to his will.
You show your cards. I have 2 small pair, 8s and 8s.
How you gonna know if you can beat my straight flush?
It's worth noting that poker movies often take liberties with the rules and etiquette of the game. Slow rolling an extremely strong hand, for instance, is a major breach of poker etiquette. Lines like, "I've got 2 pair, 8s and 8s," might work for the movies, but they'd only fly in friendly games. And let's not forget, this is the Wild West. They're not playing Texas Hold'em here. It's 5-card draw. With no community cards, every player's hand is a complete mystery, making the game as sick as it is cinematic. Any player could theoretically hold a royal flush at any time. It's the truest and most savage form of poker.
The 10 of spades, Jack of spades, Queen of spades, the King of spades. A possible royal flush.
Maverick does it with a dramatic flourish. He wills the final card to become the ace of spades, completing his unbeatable hand. It's a moment of pure poker magic, something that exists only in the movies. But it's the kind of scene that leaves audiences in awe. In the real world, no amount of skill could pull off such a feat. But in Maverick, it's the perfect culmination of the story's charm and style. Bad judgment. Mike McDermott never quits. He's back in Rounders, and this time without his buddy Worm, who insisted it was highway time. Facing off against his arch nemesis, Teddy KGB, a Russian mobster and underground poker club owner played to perfection by John Malkovich, Mike is determined to win. Teddy's eccentric personality, thick Russian accent, and obsession with Oreos makes him one of the most unforgettable villains in poker movie history.
Bad judgment.
Check.
Mike remembers a crucial detail, Teddy's habit of playing with his Oreos. This seemingly harmless quirk turns out to be a devastating tell. The last time Mike saw it, it cost him $30,000, a mistake that haunts him to this day. But now, it's the key to unraveling Teddy KGB's strategy.
I'm laying this down, Teddy. It's a monster hand. I'm gonna lay that down.
The fuck did you lay that down?
The game is on, and Teddy is visibly steaming. Mike, unshaken and laser-focused, plays a mix of courage and skill that's all the more impressive given the stakes. Not just money, but his life are on the line.
Kid's got alligator. Okay.
Flopping the stone-cold nuts, there's no better feeling in the entire world. It doesn't matter if it's for $100 or your life is literally on the line. And for Mike, the euphoria is undeniable.
Don't splash the puck.
John Malkovich's portrayal of Teddy KGB elevates this scene to legendary status. Following the golden rule of great villains, a villain must be likable. Malkovich gives Teddy a charm that keeps audiences hooked. But make no mistake, we're all rooting for Mike, who's got Teddy on the ropes.
Respect.
Poker karma is real, folks. Now let's see if Mike gets out of here alive.
I flopped an. You buggerman! This son of bitch all night! Pay that man his money.
Teddy KGB redeems his place in poker history. He pays Mike his winnings and respects the game, even if it's the only thing that he respects. It's a timeless reminder that skill and persistence can triumph, even against the odds. Make sure to like and subscribe to never miss an epic poker moment, whether it be on the felt or on the silver screen. Thanks for watching.